Who said no? Do you remember?
Oh, everybody's. I mean, I had a lot of no. I just didn't get the job. A lot of didn't get the jobs. But it was funny to me. I'd be like, Mommy, I didn't get another one. It's kind of like when I got when I got F's on my math test. I'd be like, Mommy, this is lower than the last one. I don't know.
Hey there, everyone. Craig Melvin here, and welcome to my basement bar, and welcome to Glass Half Full. This is where we really dig into the moments that define people that you know. My guest this time is one of Hollywood's most versatile talents. Regina Hall. You probably know her from Scary Movie.
Out of my face! Out of my face!
Girls Trip, but recent film, of course, One Battle After Another. You may not know, though, the story behind her success, the losses that really shaped her. We spent some time talking about that. We spent some time talking about some of the projects she's working on now, what drives her. We talked a little bit about her love life as well. But I always enjoy my time with Regina Hall, and I hope you enjoy this conversation as well. Well, Regina Hall, it's always good to see you. Welcome to Glass Half Full.
I got my glass.
Okay. I've got my bourbon. You've got your champagne. Cheers to Regina Hall, first of all. Would you say you're a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of person?
Half full, for sure.
That was quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you always been that way?
I think so, since I can remember.
Okay.
I think so.
You've always struck me as someone who's optimistic. This is a podcast where we focus on the moments that shape us professionally and personally. For you, if you had to look back on a moment that shaped you more than others in your life, is there one that you can point to?
Mm-hmm. The loss of my father.
How old?
I was 23.
Wow. How did that shape you?
Just think it made me understand the brevity of life. You know what I mean? It was sobering. You know what I mean? It was sobering to be 20s, in your early 20s, and lose that kind of foundation and what you would consider protection. You know, when you're a young woman.
You were studying journalism at NYU at the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. First semester. Yep. Just sobering for, financially, had to figure out a way to continue that. And then also it makes you realize, well, what do you really want to do with your life? You don't know how long that is.
Do you think that had he not died, do you think you would be doing what I'm doing? Do you think you would have gone into journalism, or do you think that you, no matter what, still would have gone the acting route?
I don't know. I would imagine life would have propelled me. Life would have put me there some other way. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's so hard to say because, life unfolds the way it unfolds, and, you can have judgment of it or think, oh, if this hadn't happened, maybe I wouldn't have been a hooker if this hadn't happened, but, maybe you would have been, or whatever, how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or whatever, maybe not a hooker. There's a hard example.
I was going to say, I mean, you went from 0 to 60, but okay. I mean, whatever you're into.
Well, I just mean, your life can put you in places.
But don't you find that that's kind of one of the best parts of life? Like, it just never goes as scripted. Like, it just doesn't play out like you think in your mind it's going to play out.
Well, when you're not the hooker and it plays out this way, yeah, I think it's pretty marvelous. But I don't know if it goes left, then so it depends on what side you're looking at it from. But yes, I mean, of course, sometimes it turns out better than your imagination, and then sometimes it turns out like how I could have never imagined it.
You would have been a fantastic journalist because I have always found you.
I thought you were gonna say hooker. I was about to be like,
I mean, that would have been a compliment too. That would have been a
It would
compliment.
have.
Yes.
It would have. It would have. I would have committed. And when I say that, I mean, I like anything that I would do, I would want to be great, or I would want to put my heart into that.
Right.
So, yes, I would have loved being a journalist as well, for sure. I love people.
And you're naturally curious too. Explain the decision to pivot though. Like, how did you go from one day, you know what? I want to, speak truth to power and tell stories and ask questions to, I want to be in movies. I want to be in TV shows. I want to act.
I think after I lost my father and I had a friend who said you can make extra money doing commercials, and I did it. And I think I started and I enjoyed it. And I think somehow that was a reprieve from many things. But I think I just it felt very natural. I don't know. It felt like, oh, this is what I'm going to do or I want to do. I will say this, Craig, I don't necessarily think that it's a weird thing. I do think about all things, and I do, but I don't. I don't know if you're like that too, where I don't know
things
that
that you think about, you think
details.
about them deeply, but there are a lot of things that you don't bother yourself with, like using the bandwidth to even think about.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yes.
That's going to be my new quote. How did you know that? Is it because you do that, or
I'm,
because you just know people like that?
No, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
There are things that I won't say obsess over, but there are things that I think about deeply, frequently, and then there are other things that I probably should devote some thought time to. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't.
Yeah,
You can relate
it's
to
true.
that.
Yes.
Do you remember the first audition?
It was a commercial.
We've
know.
seen the commercial. We have the commercial.
That was after 2 years of not getting any. I mean, it's like you know what? When I first started, I couldn't, I don't know. I started, and then when I was in grad school, I couldn't, because I'm like, I had a lot of classes. I had a lot of work. And so popping into auditions, and then I think it was after grad school that I really started, but it was a commercial audition. I don't know what made me keep going. Keep going. I had a lot of no's.
Who said no? Do you remember?
Oh, everybody's. I mean, I had a lot of no. I just didn't get the job. A lot of didn't get the jobs. But it was funny to me. I'd be like, Mommy, I didn't get another one. It's kind of like when I got when I got F's on my math test. I'd be like, Mommy, this is lower than the last one. I don't know. I marveled at my failures. Like I thought they were. I was like, wow, this is like 30 no's in a row. Like I kind of thought it was kind of fantastic in a way, that you could get that many. So they weren't. I don't know that I took them that personal until maybe one day I did, when I was like, that was a rude no. You know what I mean? But that was later.
But then McDonald's said yes.
I could go for a Big Mac.
Like the McDonald's fries.
McDonald's.
McDonald's said yes.
And that was the
Nope.
big no. Not
No,
true.
that was a while before. That was that was 2 years before I think Best Man. But you know what? Whatever. Time, is it real? Is it not real? Is it, you know what I mean? It was enough to be like, oh, and I was excited, and I got paid good money. So I was very happy.
Was Best Man the moment where you felt like you had kind of made it, where you felt like, okay, this is where I belong. I am an actress.
I don't know that I ever thought like that. I just was like, I'm so excited. I had seen like Harold Perrineau and Romeo and Juliet with Claire Danes and Leonardo. I was like, he's amazing. And Nia Long. I was like, it's Nia Long and it's Taye Diggs. And I was just very excited. I don't know that I was like, I think I was probably more nervous because I was like a dancer. I can't dance. How am I going to dance? But I was just excited. I don't know that I looked at it like, oh, I'm an actress. I was like, maybe I won't waitress anymore.
Well, is there a moment looking back on it after Best Man where you thought, okay, now I'm comfortable. Like now I'm confident in this this job as an actor? Or are you still not there?
Probably first time I was like, "Ooh, maybe it was Scary Movie." We already committed murder. We might as well rob his ass. But that was the first time I'd been hired for run of picture. I'd only done 2 things before, which was Best Man in Love and Basketball. And so when I booked Scary Movie, neither one of those films had come out yet. And so I think when you're working and you're like, okay, I'm believing I can work in this, and like but it wasn't, I don't know. I think it takes a long time. It took a long time for me to feel like, okay, I'm gonna, where I wasn't like, do you think I'll work again? I mean, I think there's in the beginning, you're always like, because you're always in between jobs.
Is Scary Movie still the movie that generates the most response from people on the street?
Probably that, and maybe now Girls Trip. I mean, or your Best Man, because Best Man, it depends on who is the audience.
Did y'all know when you were filming Girls Trip that it was going to be what it became? Or was that one of those films that you were like, in the moment, you're like, okay, this is good, this is fun, but we'll see where it goes?
We had fun shooting it. I don't know that I was like, I probably was a little nervous when they said summertime, same day as Dunkirk, a Chris Nolan movie.
Oh, I remember that. That's right.
I think I was like, is this wise? But was completely, so happy that people loved it. You never know what an audience is gonna respond to.
Especially these days.
Yeah, especially these days. I mean, this was obviously when you could gauge it a little bit more.
And now there's a sequel.
That's what I'm hearing.
What do you mean? Don't do that. What do you mean that's what you're
Yes,
hearing?
I have. I mean, that's what I've been hearing, but I haven't read
there's
it. I don't
a
have.
sequel.
But there's not going to be a sequel until the script is right, and we haven't gotten that yet.
You haven't gotten a script, or you haven't gotten a script that's right?
They have not gotten a script that's right. I think when our producers feel like the script is right, then we will read it.
What does a right Girls Trip 2 script look like?
It's got to be funny. It's got to be heartfelt. It's got to be something audiences want but don't expect. You got to have a surprise element. It's got to be a lot of things, Craig.
You've given us a lot of thought.
It's got to be a lot of things.
You've given us a lot of thought.
Well, it's just sequels have a lot of. You don't want to do it again if it's not. If you don't believe it's good.
But don't you also find, as well, more often than not, the sequel, they rarely live up to the original, and oftentimes they fall far short. No, but don't you think oftentimes that's the case with sequels?
I would probably say, yeah, a lot of times that's the case.
Why is that?
Probably because there's more fear, more pressure, more interference from the studios. They want to make sure that you know what I mean? I think there are a lot more hands. There's a lot more weight on it. You're increasing the salaries, you're increasing the budget. People have a lot more weight on the need for it to do good. And there's nothing that's existing prior to it that you're trying to compare it to or live up to or surpass. So I just think the weight is different.
You recently did something that a lot of actors dream of doing. You worked with Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro. What was that like?
It was wonderful. It was a great kind of intimidation or pressure because they were so cool. I mean, I think the other thing too is they were so easy and so nice. I mean, the weight of working with them in the scenes really was on Tiana. I just had the weight of doing what I had to do in the emotional, component of the film. But it was such a ride. It was so good. We had a good time. It was a very incredible experience, looking back on that.
A lot of people talked about how quiet you were in One After Another. And you seemed a little surprised by that. That people's reactions were so like, oh, Regina sure is quiet.
I guess whenever you do something, you never know. But I mean, I guess probably for people who know me, like very largely for comedy. And because I have had a lot of roles that have been, bold and outspoken or, wild. So I totally get that people were like, oh, I wouldn't have expected the quieter, straight role for Regina. But I mean, I think that's just kind of like the fun of what we do for ourselves. It's kind of like a real journey of discovery. I think we kind of discover what we can and can't do. Sometimes I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know. Why did they give me, and then you're like, oh,
And then you do it.
I got it. And then you do it. Yeah. I call my agent and I'm like, I can't do it.
And your
He
agent's
gets all
like,
the
we play
calls.
this game all the time. Yes, you can.
All the time.
You've got 3 movies coming out in 2026.
Yeah. Scary movie.
Have you guys wrapped? Are you finished?
Not yet. Not shooting now. And then another film called 3 Bags Full, a sheep detective story. And then Judgment Day with Will Ferrell.
You're working a lot.
It's been good. And then a limited I did with this Ellen Hildebrand thing with Jennifer Garner and Chloe Sevigny called a 5-Star Weekend.
It's a lot.
Then I got my own stuff coming. We got some RH negative stuff from my production company. So
There's something about your story outside of acting that I find especially fascinating, and I don't think a lot of our listeners may necessarily know about this. You were this close to becoming Sister Regina. You almost became a nun.
well, I certainly took an initial step. Yes, and
That's a big deal.
yeah, you know, is it?
Well,
I feel like I went ring shopping. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like getting engaged is a big deal, but is it? Marriage is probably a big deal.
I think it's a big deal. I still
You think engagement's a big deal? Loving.
I think most people would agree, don't you, that if you go shopping for a ring with somebody that you love, that's a significant milestone in one's life.
It's significant. Okay, it is significant. Is it significant if you don't get married?
Still significant. Like,
It is. Okay.
If you walk down an aisle and you don't even say I do, the walk is significant.
No, the walk is. But what if you never make it there? You just shopped for the ring. You didn't get proposed to and you didn't. Then is it significant? I'm just curious. Maybe it is. I mean, listen, it was significant.
Are we talking about you becoming a nun, or are we talking about you almost getting married? Okay.
No, we're talking about me becoming a nun. I was trying to make a parallel.
No, it hit close to home.
I think, of course it was significant, but more significant was probably the time that led up to me wanting to do it.
What led up to it?
No, just the incredible romance I was having with God. It was just an incredible, an incredible time of meditation, of like prayer, of quiet. It was just an incredible, peaceful time.
Was there something that led to this renewed connection with your faith, or had that always been a fire that was burning?
It was a breakup that had happened probably 2 or 3 years before that. And during that time, it was it made the breakup worth it. You know what I mean? It made it really work. It was, I could see the beauty in, I don't know. I saw all the beauty in the divine orchestration of things. And I thought, and it was great. And I mean, the romance continues, but I feel like now we're like, you know, we're like a long time couple now.
You and God have been married for like 40 years. He's finishing your sentences. You're finishing his stories.
Yeah. But I'm also mad that, you know, he left the toothpaste open, but it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing. It's like all this little stuff. I mean, it's not like I'm always happy with him, but I'm not going anywhere.
But why didn't they let you in the nunnery?
I was too seasoned. They had an age. They had an age thing. I think the age thing, I don't know, was like 39, and I was a little north of that.
By the way, I was today years old when I found out that they had like an age limit on.
Yeah,
because
not all of them. Every order is different. Some have age, some have sexual partners, some have like family connections. They all have they have their own different, you know, specifications.
Let's take a turn. We've got a few minutes left. I don't want to run out of time here, so I'm going to turn to Craig's curiosities. These are things that I'm genuinely curious about when it comes to you. So answer quickly and be honest. Don't do that thing where you think about the answer for 90 seconds.
That's honest though. When I think,
Nope.
okay, but I won't think.
What's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show right now?
Dateline.
You still watch the Datelines. You've seen them all, you know.
I think I have. I'm starting to watch, but I'll discover one or two that I haven't seen. So
you know it's always the husband or the boyfriend.
It is always. It is. Sometimes it's the wife.
Occasionally.
Yeah,
But
I just saw one.
But I think I told you a while back why we don't run as many of those. Did I tell you?
Yes, because wait, is it because the women are sad and lonely?
No.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait, what did you say? No, that was why women like Dateline. That's why women like those crime shows.
There's been some research that has shown that a woman, no matter how bad things might be going in her life, they can watch a Dateline and they're like, you know what? I didn't get killed.
True. It's true.
I didn't get killed.
I wasn't murdered.
No, we don't run as many of the wives killing husbands or girlfriends killing boyfriends because there's also been some research that has shown that women by and large believe, unfortunately, disproportionately, that when a woman kills a man, he has done something to warrant it. Yeah, gasp.
So you're saying we're biased. We have, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, by interesting, I know you agree with it. What line from one of your films do people quote to you most often?
Scary Movie, out of my face, out of my face.
That never gets old to me. What's one thing about Hollywood that people get wrong?
I think it's a lot more calm than people think. I think they think it's just like one
Non-stop
big
party.
endless, nonstop party, and it's quite a corporate functioning way of life. You have to get up very early in the morning, and you have to do it every 5 days a week. So I don't think it's as glamorous as people think, or as fun, I should say.
I know what you meant. We've got 2 questions for the road before we let you go. Are you open to the idea still of marriage? I know you were close once. Like, do you still think that there's somebody out there that you could settle down with and grow old with and sit on a rocking chair on a porch with?
I think the concept is so incredibly beautiful. I think all things are possible.
What is one moment Regina Hall is still chasing?
A lot.
Just one. Give me one of a lot. Give me one moment.
I want more of all things. More of all things good.
More of all things good. Put that on a T-shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one moment that you hope people remember you for?
Being kind. Kindness.
You strike me as somebody that probably leaves everyone feeling a little bit better after some time with you. All right, Regina Hall, to what would you like to toast?
I would love to toast to a lovely conversation with you, Craig.
Always, Regina Hall. Cheers indeed. That was a fun conversation with Regina Hall. Again, like one of those actors who just thoughtful in the literal sense. So big thanks to Regina for joining us. A big thanks to you as well for spending a little time with us on Glass Half Full. This is the portion of the program where the corporate overlords strongly encourage me to encourage you to like, to share, to subscribe. You can subscribe apparently. But most importantly, comment. You can comment as well in some space underneath here. And you can also suggest other guests. We're open to criticism as well. Like if you want to take some shots at me and my style and my approach, we welcome that. Anyway, I digress. This is Glass Half Full. We'd love to see you back here for the next episode. Until then, cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.